Mark, back to serious talk.
Okay.
All right.
This one has a whole blurb to it.
This one's from Yahoo Answers. That's where I get some of these. And the question was, why do I feel incomplete?
Can I read it in an angry voice?
No, I don't.
I'm in a good school.
No. Amanda was in a good school. New opportunity. I made new friends. So I actually do kind of want to take this one seriously. That's fun. But here's what the person had to say on Yahoo. I'm in a good school. New opportunity. I made new friends, but it's not the same like my old ones. I started to take care of myself. All my acne is gone, and I'm not that fat. I also dyed my hair ombre.
I also dyed my hair, hombre.
Okay. I made new changes, and I've become more open. Why is it that I feel incomplete? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't really know what advice to give to this person, except for... I've talked about this before on the show. You shouldn't look externally to complete how you feel about yourself. You need to look inside.
He clearly says in here.
I think it's a she.
She clearly says in here why she feels incomplete.
I feel like I'm missing something. What did you think?
So the thing is like I just moved away from a place that I've lived almost my whole life. And she says right here, I made new friends, but it's not the same like my old ones.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is, because like, and more in Amanda's case than my case, because I work at a place where like a lot of people are nice and there's a lot of like mutual interests there. So, you know, I made some good pals. Me and you were friends way before even work happened. But it's like, you know, I've made some good pals at work, but it's like please
never call me a pal when I'm not around.
Why?
Friends fine.
No.
I don't do pals. Just kidding.
My wife texted me earlier and she's like, hey, I might leave early. And I was like, just let your old pal Marky know.
You can refer to yourself as a pal. That's fine. But not me.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
What's wrong with pal?
I don't like it.
Come on, pal. Anyway,
where do you fall on the word pal? Like it or hate it?
Do you want to be pals? And so it's tough leaving like everyone that's at home, and I know it's tough for her too. So it's like, you know, that is probably why you're feeling incomplete. Is
in this instance, definitely.
Sure, yeah. Why do I feel incomplete? I'm answering that question.
Yeah,
I think it's because you miss your old friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So I've moved long distances a few times. I moved from Wisconsin to Texas, and that's, I think it's like 1,000 miles.
Sure.
Or something. And then I moved from Texas to California. Yeah. And when you move distances like that, you definitely feel you are, as much as you say you're going to keep in touch with all of your old friends, you might, it is incredibly difficult. You moved not that far away from Hanford, and even you have difficulty keeping in touch with those people.
Yeah, well, I have my best friend, and I've talked about him on the show. His name's Scott.
Yeah.
And what's hard is, so we went to a mutual friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And we were just hanging out there, and we both were like having this like epic discussion where we both wanted to leave the job we were at. We both worked the same job.
Fry's.
We worked at Fry's, but before that, we both worked at Target together.
Yeah.
That's where we met. Is we worked at Target, then he went to Fry's, then I got hired at Fry's 2 weeks later. We worked at Fry's for years, but we're not just work friends, like we, you know. So we go to this wedding, and we're both having this like, I was like, you know, I want to go work at IGN and move to San Francisco, and then he wants to like move into law enforcement.
Cool.
And then I got the job at IGN and moved, and like 2 weeks later, he got a job as like a deputy.
Oh, cool.
At a jail, and he's kind of like moving up through the ranks there.
That's awesome.
And so it's even harder because it's like there's something about leaving people, and it's easy to go back and they're right where you left them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so what's hard is like hearing about all these things that he's doing, and you're like, so then when I do go home and we hang out, it's like, all right, we're going to lunch. Catch me up on like everything that's going on, because there's a lot going on. And so it is hard to stay in touch and hard to keep that presence going.
Definitely. Like, I've made a lot of friends at IGN over the years, but even when they leave, it's like, yeah, let's hang out. And I'll be like, you're in the same city, and there's this one guy, Mike, who I've been trying to have lunch with for 2 months, and it's just like we're both swamped, and we can't even find time to have lunch together. It's incredible how difficult just one small change in a city like here, just because like our commute's like an hour and a half one way to go to the city.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So you definitely have to plan around stuff like that. And so why does this person feel incomplete? You feel incomplete because you just moved. And what I was trying to allude to before was instead of looking externally for ways to feel okay, it's normal, by the way, to feel sort of weird when you move to a new place.
Yep.
You have to look inside at what you're doing. Are you doing anything to better yourself? It sounds like they are. They're changing up their hair and trying some new things. Take on a hobby. You know, it doesn't matter what you like. Maybe it's something indoors like writing or making a video show called I'm an Adult. Find other ways to entertain yourself, and that might kind of help with that incompleteness. And of course, try and hang out with people. If there's opportunities to go out, take them, because you are going to be establishing a new group of friends in this new location. And as you're trying these new things, like I run, I've tried many different activities, and every once in a while you make a friend at those events.
Sure. It's really hard. Like, some people,
it takes time
that come into our like company or whatever, some of them are just like social butterflies.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I've said X amount of words to this person, like you can count them on 2 hands.
Yeah.
And yet then some people are just like, because they put themselves out there, and
introvert versus extrovert personalities. Definitely.
Yeah, my favorite thing to say when people ask if I'm going to do something is not a prayer. Like, I say that, I feel like, all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you going to whatever? And I'm like, not a prayer. No. Absolutely not.
It's like, I am swamped till 6 o'clock. Then I'm going home and going to bed.
And then I am going home.
Yeah.
Not a prayer.
Yeah.
Not happening.
I think it will pass. Give it some time, and I hope that advice sort of helps you. Just know that it's normal. I definitely understand, having done it multiple times myself. The first time was the hardest. The first time I didn't expect to feel that disconnected from everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily, that's when I went to Screw Attack, and I had a really supportive group of people who were like, hey, let's hang out, let's do stuff, and they invited me to things. And then the second time, I'm like, I already know what to expect. I'm not going to know anybody. It's going to be really new. Luckily, I knew this guy, Nick, and I met Frank, actually, so I felt okay. I'm like, oh, at least I've hung out with a few people.
Sure.
And but it's totally normal.
Sweet.
Final topic. Mark, this one is definitely for you.
Is it?
Mark,